Hi and welcome to ISE's Project P.O.N.D. What is Project P.O.N.D? Project P.O.N.D is something we came up with about 4 years ago when I started diving in a lot of small quarries, ponds, basically in small waters that no one really thinks about as diveable. And when I started doing so, I mainly used oxygen rebreathers, did a lot of photography, a lot of video, and I realized that these small waters, ponds, so to speak, are really interesting. And accidentally, I started talking to somebody from a local school, and that's when it started to become a project. Because when we started talking about environmental protection, we realized that when you talk to kids about the oceans and the whales and whatever, they basically have no connection to it. I mean, a kid living in Munich or somewhere else far from the sea, basically, I mean, it's something it knows from the TV maybe, but it has no real connection. So when we talk about this small pond that it passes every day when he goes to school, that's a total different story. So we started to go to local schools that are close to some of these waters and present our work to the kids. And then obviously we went to these small ponds, lakes, whatever, did a little bit of cleanup, we did in water, the students did out of the water, made a little nice folder that we put there. And when we came back a couple of months later, we got really nice feedback. I mean, also parents telling us like, hey, you really reached our kids. They tell us now to separate the trash, to not throw away things, and so on. So it was really cool. And more schools around the world adapted it. A lot of ISE centers and instructors became active in that. And today we have ponds in Greece and Belgium, even in South Africa. At the same time, I mean, beside of the educational purpose and the environmental thing, it's also fantastic intro for beginning divers to do some project work, because you don't have to be super duper rebreather, trimix, K, forever trained. You can be a BOE student to stay in ISE terms, or otherwise just an open water, advanced, whatever it is called, diver, to participate in one of these projects. It's shallow, it's easy to reach, you don't have to invest thousands of euros in traveling and whatever. You can go there, become a part of a cool project. And in this video I would like to show you a little bit what we do, how we do it, what the output is, and hope to get you engaged. Alright, so now I'll take you with me on a dive and I'll show you what it is all about. Okay, so we're back from our first dive, and the interesting thing on these dive sites, or especially on these dives, is that we do them a lot of times. I mean, during this project I did around 100 dives on this spot, and it's a little bit like this old guy taking the same walk every day. If you do it over an entire year, you start to learn a lot about the site. So it's to see how the plants grow, how they disappear in autumn, how the place looks in winter. You get to know local fish that are stationary. You see how they grow. You see if they suffer because the environment changes. You actually become very familiar with a very small ecosystem. And what we'll do now is we go back home in the laboratory, and I'll show you how much life is in this handful of plants. Beside the obvious things like a couple of shells and stuff, there's thousands and thousands and thousands of small organisms in there, and we'll take you with us and show you a lot about these things as well, and hope to create some interest. Let's go.